What's up, Weibo? This is Keshi, and today I'm going to be answering some questions for y'all. So let's get started. This time around, I feel like the production was a little different from my previous records in the sense that I opened up my process to a little bit more people than I'm usually used to. It used to be very, very insular, and I was very protective of my production style and my writing, but I really wanted to see how I could kind of push my boundaries and get out of my comfort zone. So I assembled like a very specific group of producers and writers that stuck with me throughout the entire record to keep things consistent, but also kind of push me where I maybe wasn't necessarily comfortable before creatively. Like I would reach, or they would reach for things that I wouldn't usually reach for. And I think that really helped kind of expand my process a little bit. I feel like of all the places that I've traveled, there have been so many amazing, memorable spots, but I feel like I have a particular soft spot for shows that I get to do in Asia, just because the sort of sites and cultures and cuisines are so familiar but also foreign to me. And I love being in the States and I love being in Europe too, and Australia and New Zealand, but there is something so special about anywhere that I've been in Asia that I really love to go back to. This one's tricky. I feel like it's easy to kind of wait around for inspiration to strike, but in order to catch it, you have to be like present and waiting for it, meaning you have to like show up. You have to go to the studio every single day and just try, even though you're afraid of like not having anything. There is something really daunting about, passing by the recording studio and wondering if you should even try that day or not. But I think the more you do it, the more you get used to like being ready for an idea to strike you at any moment. And you don't have to make something every day, but at least try. I like to keep that sort of thing like up my sleeve. I'll keep it a secret for now. I like to surprise people when I make new music, so yeah. On Requiem, I think that the most challenging song to make for me was a song called Like That, and that's because when I first made the demo with Ely and Ahmad, I think that the beat had so much potential. Like I knew what the song could be, and every time we wanted to crack it open, I was just such a pain to work with because I would reject every idea that they brought to me, and that was one where I was insistent that I would take it home and just finish it on my own because nobody else's ideas would kind of satisfy me at that point. And it took the whole album length to finish it. Like it took like a year for me to finally commit to an idea and solidify the entire song. That was a really, really long and arduous process for sure. That's just me just being annoying and being a perfectionist. Well, it's kind of like what I talked about earlier, just the sort of approach to collaboration. I think I used to be very, very rigid, or maybe that was just because of my inability to like work with other people well, but I think that I've definitely grown in my ability to sort of open my process up to other people joining in. I think there's definitely merit to being able to do everything by yourself, but you're always going to hit a wall in terms of like what your own ability is. And I think that's where collaboration helps kind of teach you like what other possibilities there are. There's so many things that you reach for instinctively, and then there's so many things that you don't even think about that other people reach for instinctively. And I think that's where you get some really, really interesting combinations of ideas. Absolutely. I think every artist goes through them. I think it's a natural part of the creative process to have sort of ebbs and flows of your creativity. And there's no really overcoming it. There's no really satisfying it. I think that if you ever run into a wall, sometimes you can brute force it like I did with Like That. And then there are other times where you can just kind of, maybe you are kind of at your limit for the day. So you kind of pick up, do something else, find inspiration elsewhere, and then, you return to the craft at the end of, your stint. I think that like I said, it's super natural for anyone who's in any creative field. I think that, the role of an artist at the end of the day is to sort of curate your taste for your audience. And at the end of the day, for me personally, when I make music and when I write songs and when I make art, it's always for me first, because you are your first listener, at the end of the day. But it is for the listener as well, for anyone who tunes in. So yeah, definitely there's always an ongoing conversation between the artist and the listener, and there's a balance to be had there for sure. I think for any tour, I always try to highlight the sort of most recent works that I've done, because it's kind of what I'm listening to the most and what I'm most proud of. And hopefully it's also the most evolved version of my artist that I want to put at the forefront. So yeah, for this one in particular, I wanted it to be very musical. I wanted to be playing the guitar a lot more for sure. And you can definitely tell when I'm on stage, so yeah. To everyone who is listening, thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to see you on tour soon, and I can't wait to play for you guys. So thank you so much, and I will see you very soon.